Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that tweet. Oh, my God. And all the furry responses. What the fuck was that tweet? And it's still up. It's not even one of those things where it's like somebody saw it and then took it down. It's like it's still up. Literally just people posting fuck. What the fuck is happening? Scrolling down and it's so weird. Furry diaper pictures. Why would they do that? Why? Because, like, if this is for a kid's movie, you're literally saying, show us your best diaper pose, assuming that the people that are responding to this are kids, too? Is that not the assumption? Like, whoever's operating the Dreamworks Animation Twitter account, fucking investigate that shit. Holy shit. They're probably a pedo. Why would you tweet that? You can't even get a Twitter under 13? Yeah, well, if he's marketing it towards 13-year-olds, that's still wrong.
Variants.
Leota.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like the same casting. Oh.
It's almost like a family
What happened on Ralph's end?
reunion.
It's like, yeah, so it's like the same casting. Oh.
It's almost like
Yeah.
when I was
I don't know. I don't want to keep that in there because I think he probably said, "Yeah, just knock on my door or something" to one of his roommates about something. Maybe a package showed up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like the same casting. Oh.
It's almost like a family reunion.
Because like we don't mention it after, so I'm gonna take it away. You can include this in the highlight of the YMS highlights. Because I'm not putting this in the podcast. Just somebody knocked on Ralph's door. It was kind
Or
of
the
funny.
end who makes the sauce with Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like the same casting. Oh.
Should I? I don't know how I could keep it in there without being like scaring people listening to the podcast.
Sauce with Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like the same casting.
Do I know who made the highlights channel? Yeah, they have a Patreon that you should donate to. It's linked in the description on the channel, and I believe their real name is on the Patreon. They're keeping all the Patreon money, but I reached out to them, and we're getting the channel monetized, so I'll be like shouting it out more. And there'll be like half the money from the channel will go to them and from me, or sorry, half to them, half to me, off of the ad revenue. Yeah, but they keep all the Patreon money, so because I think it's a cool thing to have. It was something that I wanted to have in the first place, but to pay an editor that isn't already watching through all these streams doing that sort of thing would be a little inefficient to get them to go through like 10 hours of footage just to get like 10 minutes by the end of it. It would be a really inefficient way of doing that. But if somebody's watching through all this shit anyway and they're already doing these highlights things, then that works out really well. And the better the channel does, the more they make, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's a better system. Because yeah, it's something that I wanted to have for a while, but just it didn't seem viable at the time. So we'll see how it does. What I do love is like the new Star Wars movie is probably the only movie right now for a while, probably the only movie in the past like 5 years that I could release a video of saying that I watched a torrented cam rip of without people getting mad about that. I think the new, like, the Rise of the Skywalker is probably the only movie that I could do that with. So it actually kind of worked out that I wasn't able to actually get to the movie and all that shit fucked up. Because it made for a funnier video anyway. You know? Like, nobody was really mad that I watched a cam rip. Nobody was like, oh, you didn't experience it in the right way. Like, everybody's just like, yeah, this is fucking dumb at this point.
Star Wars
I'm surprised. I posted my cat's video after, and my cat's video got way more views. I think it's at least like 50,000 more views right now. What's my cat's video at? Both of those videos did incredibly well because those are two movies that like everybody wants to hear people talking about them. Yeah, Jesus, over 100,000 views more. I'm like almost at 300,000 views for Skywalker. I'm at 405,000 for Cats. People really just want to hear people tear cats to shreds. And I guess any movie that I talk about that's like kind of furry, people are going to be like, ooh, Adam made a video on the furry movie. It happened with Zootopia. I think Zootopia is like my second most viewed quickie behind Suicide Squad. Yeah, 1.2 million views on my Zootopia quickie. I want to hear the furry talk about Zootopia.
And like that fan.
What would I say was the best moments from the reviewing interviews and promos from YMS? One that comes to mind that I find very special is what's her name? She was in Diane Krueger. One part that sticks out in my mind for like great fan great interview footage that I've gone through is when Diane Krueger was in The Host, the 2013 film based off of that Stephanie Meyer novel, that like Twilight bullshit. And every other interview clip that you'll find of like promotional material is like people just sucking up to the film, just sucking the film's dick, like, this is the best thing ever and you're gonna love it, and like, yeah, like just lying about the movie just because it helps their career or whatever. They think they'll make the producers happy. But she didn't do that. And so it was like one of those rare examples where they're asking her about the movie and she's like, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why everything's chrome. That wasn't my decision. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
But it was ridiculous in the desert to be wearing white and drive a chrome, shiny car.
Like she's just totally not psyched about the movie at all, and she knows it's a piece of shit, and she's not even pretending, and that's what makes that one so special. There's so many good moments of Diane Krueger in the interviews for The Host. That's something you don't see very often at all.
Or like once they get old, the feet shots get kind of old. The ones that are more specific like that, with like the trunk, like, okay, how much can you do with it?
You know what's really fucking funny is that like people complain all the fucking time about furries like forcing their fetish into everything. Could you imagine if Quentin Tarantino's fetish was furries? Could you imagine if Quentin Tarantino had a furry fetish? Because Quentin Tarantino forces his fetish into everything. You don't need to interview the guy to know he has a foot fetish. Like he injects that into fucking everything, and people are okay with it. It's like, it's feet, whatever. It's like, well, if you're gonna be consistent, if you hate furries doing that, then you should hate Quentin Tarantino for that, right? I don't know. Right?
The feet shots get kind of old, like in this day and age.
Okay, well, oh my god. I gotta pause this. I'm trying to save the image file, but it's saving as a WebP? Fuck off. What is this WebP bullshit, and why does it exist? Give me something that I can save, and then, like... Ugh. I'm gonna search Google for the image to find a JPEG. What the fuck is WebP? Stop it. Why is that a thing? I'll be okay with WebP as soon as, like, I can open it on my computer with the default image program I have, and I can, like, upload them to Twitter and shit, and it's fine. But I can't. Just, it needs to be...
I guess really specific.
Needs to be more, what's the word? Compatible.
Those are good. Which ones?
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I need to give a shout out to my $5 patrons, Tequila Cinema and Pit Wang, and have a nice day. Thank you.